or even bigger. One lucky daily winner scores 4 tickets to see Peabo Bryson live in Mooresville on Saturday, June 14th. Doors open at 5. Show starts at 6 at 161 South Magnolia Street. It's the Golden Touch Tour, brought to you by the town of Mooresville. Don't miss your chance. Call in and win.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Welcome to Community Centered, a show that features people in the community doing good things. Now, here are your hosts, Debbie O'Handley and Margi Kyle.
Welcome, welcome. You're listening to Community Centered. I'm Debbie O'Handley here with my friend Margi Kyle. How are you, friend?
Terrific.
Yeah, I missed you last week.
I know, we missed you.
Yeah, I was busy furnishing 2 homes that we're going to be launching with our new program called Hope Works, and more about that later. Let you know. But we did interview our first.
It was not a fun day to move.
It was pouring rain right down to you know what.
I was going to come and help you, and I thought, no, she didn't ask.
No, it was not. It was not fun. That's what you pay people for, right? But I get to stand in the rain and direct people, so it's hard to move one house, but 2. So we filled Journey.
You're getting good at it.
Yeah, we filled Journey up. We filled Courage up, and I interviewed possibly a potential guest of the program who I'm super excited about the good that we can do with that. So stay tuned. I will be keeping you updated.
And I will call and find out where that artwork is.
Yes, absolutely, because we're ready to start hanging things on the wall. What else is going on?
Well, just really crazy busy.
Yeah.
And everybody seems to be going there.
It is a little nutso out there, isn't it? Yeah. I hear you and I feel you. And speaking of busy, a good friend asked if we would make an announcement about the Cool Kids Clubhouse fundraiser coming up called Carolina Barbecue. It is on June the 13th, 2025 at the Splendor Pond Flower Farm. I guess that's in Mooresville. And it's a barbecue event with all kinds of good things that benefits the Cool Kids Clubhouse, which is for children and families that are going through cancer.
Good.
So it's a good
We should
cause.
get that on Patrick's show, too.
We should, and I'm going to pass that information on to Reese so he can maybe get it on the community calendar.
Okay.
But, we're out here supporting each other's work that we're doing. And speaking of supporting each other's work, we have some great guests today. I can't wait. It's perfect timing on a 90-degree day to be talking to them and to finding out what they've been up to. They're always up to something.
Yep.
Aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's never a moment when
And
we're
it's
not
not
hearing
trouble.
about some good stuff that they're doing and bringing to our lake community.
That's
So
right.
excited about that. And as always, if you're listening and you have a call, you can always call 844-STUDIO-4, and our guests would be happy to answer your questions if they can, because you never know. Some people like to stump us. Or if you have a question for Margi about Little Smiles or me about the Hope House Foundation, we would be more than happy to talk you through that.
Yes.
And tell you.
And even more important, if they have a nonprofit that would like to share with us, we'd love to hear about that, too.
Absolutely. Here at
Yeah.
Community Center, that's our job, to promote the non-for-profits that are
Yes.
doing good work in our community and trying to put hope back in the headlines. Not sure if we can always accomplish that, but we try to do it with a smile and make people feel good about what they're doing.
Yeah.
And certainly today we're going to learn about some new things. We're going to learn about some older things about the lake, and we're going to have some fun. So I hope
And
people
we're
have
gonna
a
keep
question.
safe.
That's right. Safety first,
That's right.
right?
Safety first.
That's
So
right.
Levine Children's Hospital had their party for the kids that were well enough
Aw.
2 Saturdays ago. And I have never seen children like the guns that shoot the bubbles.
Oh, yeah, those
Oh
are
my
big now.
Gosh, they went nuts over
Those
that.
are a big deal. We had those at our last event, and we were
I finally
hitting
said to
people with
Tim,
bubbles.
we've got to give the 3 that we have away to the 3 that kept coming back and saying, can I have that gun again? And can I?
Well, you know what? We all need some bubbles in our
Oh
life,
my
right?
gosh,
To
it
make a
was
little
fun.
laughter
It was
and a little
cute, yeah.
fun.
Had
Maybe
a lot
our
of entertainment, and it was fun to see sick kids
Bubble machine.
feeling well.
maybe our friends today might
Bubbles.
need a bubble gun on their boats or
I'm
what
making
they're
it
doing.
illegally.
I think that
I
would
think
be
they
kind of
probably
fun.
do during our Little Smiles boat parade.
Ah,
There you
okay.
go.
Some bubbles going there.
Okay. Bubbles
Maybe
are perfect.
champagne. I don't know.
Bubbles are perfect anytime and
Yeah.
anywhere. They make people feel good,
Yeah.
and that's what we're all about. Because there's a lot of angry people out there.
Unfortunately, yes.
I know, just coming down here to the studio down West Catawba, it took me like 25 minutes to get from Elevation Church to here.
I call it Patience Parkway.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a really good attitude. I'm going to flip the switch, and I'm going to start thinking about that. But you're like, I'm so close. I could be walking right now faster, but we're doing the best we can here.
I always say you could be standing in the DMV line. So there's
That's
always
awful.
But
Some guy
that's
was there 10 hours the other
That's a
day.
good comparison, though.
I was there last week for 9 hours with my 15-year-old daughter, and we left with very hurt feelings.
You know
Oh,
what?
how sad that
It's
is.
not.
It's part of it. It's a life lesson.
It's a tough place to be. I know I had a couple of months ago an experience where someone had donated a car to the Hope House. And so I was transferring the title. And oh, my Lord, how it took a long time for that process to happen. And finally it did. And it's been an invaluable thing for us, especially in the move, to be able to put stuff in this van and move
That
it. But,
reminds me, when I was 16, my father took me to get my driver's license. And I had to take the driving test. And the police officer sitting next to me, I turned the key on, and I hit the car in front of me.
At the end of the show, we're
And
going to
my
have a call
father's
in.
going,
You had to
"Oh
come
my
back the
gosh."
next day.
No.
Was it a
He
24?
said, he was so cute. He said, "Are you nervous?" I said, "I'm terrified." And he said, "Get out of the car. Turn it off. Get out of the car. Go tell your father you're sorry. Now get back in the car and concentrate."
Boy, how things have changed.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
bet. I bet. No, it's not a happy place. So that is a great comparison. I'm going to keep that in mind the next time I'm moaning about traffic and
There you go.
what's happening here around the lake. But
Well, we're going to keep traffic moving on the lake, too, in a safe way.
absolutely.
There you go.
That is the goal,
Yeah.
right? And to bring awareness to the wonderful work that these two gentlemen are doing and how they're just trying to keep us all safe.
Yeah. Well, why don't we go ahead and introduce them?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Are you sure?
No, I'm positive. We have George Brinzey, police officer, and you are always there when we have our little smiles
Oh, 100%.
boat parade.
Absolutely.
And I just cannot thank you enough
It's our pleasure. It's
for
a great
what
event.
you do. What you do.
Have you started
husband was a
planning that yet,
police
Margie?
officer. Oh gosh, yeah,
I
it's
bet.
done.
Okay.
It's done. And then we have another very special friend of mine who my husband met you how many years ago?
25 years
25 years ago.
At least.
We moved here 30 years ago. And he came home and the first thing he did was go join the hockey team. It was the furniture's coming.
Yeah.
I got to join a hockey team. So Dennis Kaz, I call you.
Yep.
Kazmierczak. And he is here, and they are starting a new company called Boats LKN. Now that stands for something.
Yes, it does.
And can you share with us?
Yes,
what
it does. It stands for Boaters and Organizations Aligning Together for Safety.
I love it. I
Cool.
love it.
And we're excited to tell you about it.
Okay. Yeah.
What a concept, right?
What a concept.
Right? It's
What a
incredible.
concept.
We are getting ready to go on break.
Oh.
So save that thought. We're going to talk about that when we come back from our station break because we want to give a shout out to the McIntosh Law Firm for their sponsorship of this program and for all the great things that they do, for all the great things they do in our community with all the attorneys and the work that they make in the Greater Lake Norman area. So when we come back, you're listening to Community Centered right here on 105.9 WSIC Live.
Good news lives here. It's Community Centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, maybe a little bit delayed, yes, but summertime is back once again. Plenty of sunshine, although a little bit of haze in the sky today, too. Temperatures well into the mid-80s for the afternoon. With that low humidity, it's chilly quick, especially after sunset. We'll go back into the low to mid-60s overnight. Back up in the mid-80s for our Wednesday. Low chance of a shower on Thursday. We'll reintroduce isolated storm chances again by the weekend. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. The 500 Club in Statesville presents their member tournament this Sunday. Visit the 500 Club online for more information. Golfing, food, beverages, and fun are all at the 500 Club this weekend. The Dock and Rock Music Festival returns this Saturday at Waterside Bar and Grill in Catawba. The music begins at 4 p.m. with performances by Ryan Joyce, Chasing Phoenix, the Presley Layton Band, and Danny Carr and the Skeleton Crew. Tickets are only $10 in advance and still a bargain at $20 at the door. Search Dock and Rock at ticketleap.events. Dock and Rock is hosted by Ryan Joyce, Waterside Bar and Grill, and is powered by Waves Entertainment. We will see you on Saturday at Waterside Bar and Grill in Catawba for the Dock and Rock Music Festival. The Cookout Summer Shootout Series is back at Charlotte Motor Speedway for race number 1 on Monday, June 9th, and race number 2 on Tuesday, June 10th. Watch racing's future stars battle in Legends cars and bandoleros on the front stretch quarter mile. Click on charlottemotorspeedway.com for ticket information or head to Gate 4 at the Speedway for their weekly promotion. It's time to celebrate you on the Home Ad Show. Call in and tell us your birthday or anniversary, and we'll add your name to the daily prize wheel. Each day, someone wins a fun prize, but on Fridays, one lucky winner will be drawn for a very special prize: 4 tickets to the legendary Peabo Bryson concert. He is bringing his Golden Touch Tour to Mooresville on Saturday, June 14th. Doors open at 5 p.m. Show starts at 6 p.m. at 161 South Magnolia Street. Call in and get your name on the wheel. This incredible night of soulful music was brought to you by the town of Mooresville. Don't miss your chance to see Peabo Bryson. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
For 42 years, Johnson's Parts and Supply has been your Auto Plus auto parts store. When you need auto parts, think Johnson's Parts and Supply. Your Auto Plus auto parts store, 1112 Shelton Avenue, Statesville.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Real people making a real impact. The McIntosh Law Firm brings you community-centered, right here on WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back to Community Center. We're here with Margie, George, and Dennis, and myself, and we teed it up for Boats LKN.
Yes.
So give us the history, give us the why. What's going on with Boats LKN?
Again, Boats stands for Boaters and Organizations Aligned Together for Safety.
Okay.
And I think the key word there is safety on Lake Norman.
Right.
And when you think about Lake Norman, you think about the history and what a great place it is, we definitely have opportunity. And the opportunity lies with the stats and the things that we have seen maybe go bad on that lake. It's supposed to be an enjoyable place, but is it always enjoyable? It's not.
Well, we've grown so fast here.
Right. With the growth, we'll call it the affluent neighborhoods that we have around the lake. We have a lot of boats and a lot of activities and a lot of things going on. So to be fair, the gentleman sitting to the left of me had a great vision, being an officer on the lake, about how do we promote safety on the lake.
Yeah.
And I was, I'm a friend of George's, and he asked me to join him in creating a non-for-profit that is centered around promoting lake safety, whether you're on a boat or swimming in the lake or doing whatever you want to do in the lake. And I think, to be fair, I'm gonna turn it over to George to kind of give us a little bit more background on how you came up with this great idea.
Well, you know, what it boils down to, Charlotte is a melting pot. People come to Charlotte from all over. Not everybody that comes to Charlotte is a boater or been around water, but Lake Norman is literally, you know, a 20-minute, well, depending on traffic, a 20-minute drive from Charlotte. And you can buy a boat and become your own captain with little to no training. So unfortunately, Lake Norman has adopted a very poor safety culture.
Mm-hmm.
So the goal of the Joshua Murray Center that was opened last year that offers free training, different types of training, but what it boils down to is offering that next level for people that want to do better and come back to the dock safe. Boats LKN is going to be that steering committee, the fundraiser, the strategic partner that the center needs so it can be most effective, and then provide an opportunity to cover all four corners of Lake Norman, Catawba, Iredell, Lincoln, and Mecklenburg if they need it. Mm-hmm. So, we've done a lot of events. There's been a lot of great things that have come out of the center. Listen, we're first responders. We're not necessarily event planners. We do what we can, but it takes some laser focused precision to plan and orchestrate.
Yes.
And that's what Boats LKN is, I think, gonna fill a void for what we can't do, because again, we're responding to 911 calls. Mm-hmm. So I think the first thing we're working towards is getting an ambassadors program to put volunteers at the center that can share the boating safety, preach the boating safety gospel, sign people up for training, and just be a resource.
Now, is there an age limit for those ambassadors?
16.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
What a great experience for kids.
Yeah, so we are looking for volunteers.
Okay.
Definitely you can reach out to me at denniskaz@gmail.com. We actually have a coordinator. His name is Steve Riggin. He's also part of our United States Coast Guard Auxiliary that runs on Lake Norman as well. He's going to be a coordinator for these ambassadors. And as George said, the safety ambassadors will be first positioned at the Joshua Murray Center. They'll be handing out materials, hopefully ice cream, and doing all those really great things again around promoting safety. We're going to have them geared up with what we even talked about: life preservers, buoys, materials, all those great things to again enable people to think about where they're headed and what they'll be doing out there.
But safe boating is not just a natural thing. It's a very learned behavior, and it's time and repetition, practice, and it's a perishable skill. So we've come down hard on the illegal charter activity, and we want people to come and enjoy the lake.
That's right.
Lake access is not very prevalent on the lake. So giving folks the opportunity to use the lake in a safer, more educated and aware fashion is the reason for the Joshua Murray Center. Mecklenburg County Parks and Rec agreed that, if we're going to enforce, we need to educate. There's way too many boats out there for us. 80% of our efforts are education. And
I believe that.
And that center provides a awesome platform. So we've partnered with so many different organizations. We've touched so many different folks that have passed through. I mean, it's just a natural draw because Blythe Landing is one of the busiest launch ramps on Lake Norman because its proximity to Charlotte. So a lot of kid camps. We do a lot with the youth. We're connecting with the schools, just trying to do what we can to build that awareness and present a safety culture to the next generation.
Can you tell us about the namesake? Who is Joshua Murray?
Oh, well, Joshua Murray was an important figure within our lake unit. He passed away a couple years ago unexpectedly. He had a medical event and had an aneurysm, and we lost him far too early. 27 years old. Awesome family, great, just super connected to the boating community on Lake Norman through social media, and safety was his thing. Mm-hmm. And what better way to show and carry his legacy, and name it after him. So it's an official name too. We went through the entire process, Mecklenburg County process, to get it an official namesake.
Great. Well, that is good information for all of us to know. Is it as a place where you could just walk in and it's open certain hours, and if someone comes in, what would they expect when they got there?
So right now, we do what we can to open the vestibule. There's like, it was an old concession stand. So there's this big, huge metal door that folds down. And then when in the mornings, we'll open it up. And you'll find just general boater safety pamphlet stuff that you can take with you, breeze through and at least get a baseline. We partnered with a Coast Guard funded rentalboatsafety.com. It's a nonprofit. They licensed all their videos, and we worked last year and patched together a pretty well-rounded 20-minute video that touches on everything that you would need to consider before taking family and friends out on the water. So, just a place where people can touch on, safety as they're passing through. We got free water and, just it's inviting because we've got places for people to sit and cool off, get out of the sun. We've got a community room where folks that are engaged in some sort of boater education or organization around the lake can use it as a situation room. And then we've got a little law enforcement area where we meet and whatever the case may be, there's a place.
Things.
Yeah. And then we've got a training room. We've got a dedicated training room.
So this would be the place where your ambassadors would be a great tool to have.
Absolutely. I, to be fair, I think the Joshua Murray Center is available, but it's underutilized.
Right.
So having
nobody knows it's there. That's why.
And that's why we're here today.
Absolutely.
And
We
definitely
need to get the word out.
And definitely having the ambassadors. We're still in, we have to crawl before we walk, but we are defining exactly what we want those ambassadors to do. And where we're leaning really hard is into the summer weekends, where they'll be there for 2 to 4 hour shifts, and the center will be open. The materials will be, available.
Sure.
And who knows what else we'll have planned during that day.
Yeah.
But again, as you think about, as George pointed out, there's a lot of people out there that may not know the rules of the lake.
Yeah.
So another thing that we've been talking about is how do we train these individuals? And we're in the midst of patching together an orientation program where first of all, we want to make sure that they're boater certified, right? And they have experience of Lake Norman. But secondly, we're going to put them through our own orientation program where we're making sure that they can speak to the boat renter or ask the right questions about, what do you know about the lake? Do you know where you're going? Do you have the right safety guidance or safety things on your boat or jet ski, things like that. So,
having lost 2 boats, the last one was at Kings Point Marina. The boat next to ours caught on fire, and then
I recall that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Blew up. I
It
think.
did.
Yeah, if I remember correctly. We're getting ready to go to break. When we come back, again, if you have a question, you want to call in 844-STUDIO-4. I know I have a question when we come back after break. But we are talking with George and Dennis about Boats LKN and about the Joshua Murray Center, which to me just sounds like an amazing place to get yourself some good knowledge and some good
just come hang out.
Yeah.
It's a great spot to meet.
I know half a dozen retired guys that are boaters that I'm going to sign them up for sure when we come back.
Excellent.
You're listening to Community Centered with Margie and Debbie and George and Dennis.
Spotlight and kindness, one story at a time. It's Community Centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle, presented by the McIntosh Law Firm on WSIC.
Well, maybe a little bit delayed, yes, but summertime is back once again. Plenty of sunshine, although a little bit of haze in the sky today, too. Temperatures well into the mid-80s for the afternoon. With that low humidity, it's chilly quick, especially after sunset. We'll go back into the low to mid-60s overnight. Back up in the mid-80s for our Wednesday. Low chance of a shower on Thursday. We'll reintroduce isolated storm chances again by the weekend. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, meteorologist Chase Myers.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshlawfirm.com.
Is your AC ready for summer? Don't wait for a breakdown on the hottest day of the year. Call Horn Heating and Air Conditioning for a seasonal tune-up today. Welcome home to the feeling of Visit hornhvac.com.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
Lowry Drug is a source for excellent pharmacy services. We have served the Statesville community since 1959. We have attentive customer service, a state-of-the-art compounding laboratory, and the Dispill medication packaging system that takes the work out of medication management for those using medication planners. We do it for you. Come see us at Lowry Drug in Statesville. Call 704-873-2247. Come see us.
Hi, this is Joshua Dobie. Join me Thursdays at 4 p.m. for Dollars and Cents, a show that focuses on your personal financial journey and the markets around us. That's Dollars and Cents, Thursday afternoons at 4, here on WSIC.
With 5 area locations, Desco is your go-to resource for electrical supplies. Albemarle, Mooresville, Salisbury, Statesville, and Lexington. No matter where the job takes you, you're sure to be close to a Desco. Shop now at DescoInc.com.
Are you juggling life and caregiving? Call Equity Health Primary Care. Their team of nurse practitioners and therapists deliver exceptional care in clinic, at home, or virtually. Their personalized services are designed for comfort and convenience. High quality care anywhere. Visit equityhealthcares.com.
What if your brain isn't broken? Join Dr. Tim Royer for a free workshop on June 12th, live at Verdict Ridge Country Club, or online June 17th to learn how brainwave training can restore focus and energy. RSVP at reclaimyourbrain.today and get a free book.
The button pushing stops here.
WSIC. Local starts here.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. The private sector seems to be driving an increase in job openings. The latest numbers from the Bureau of Labor Statistics show openings rose unexpectedly in April to 7.39 million, up from 7.2 million in March. PayPal, known for its online payment services, is coming out with a new credit card. It already has a debit card and a 3% cash back credit card. The company says it now wants to give customers more choices and flexibility when they shop. Another fintech company, Klarna, is also trying out a new card, a Visa-powered Klarna debit card, to pair with its credit card that already exists. The debit card will offer customers real-time transfers and deposits alongside the firm's buy now, pay later credit options. The Swedish company says it plans to launch the card in the coming months. Markets are trading higher. They're up between 0.5% and 0.8%. I'm Nancy Lyons, Bloomberg Radio.
The number one station for people who say we're their favorite station.
WSIC.
Shining a light on who's making a difference. It's Community Centered, hosted by Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on WSIC. Local starts here.
It's usually not how we do it, but go ahead.
We've been so busy talking, we don't know who's going to introduce the next segment, but I am. Welcome back, and I'm sure you have a million questions floating in your head if you're a boater or want to become one. And we are very open to having questions. 844 Studio 4. So, Debbie, you said you had a question. You were
just something that we talked about during the break about how you identify, being an ambassador and being on actual water instead of coming to the center, like having that available resource. Because there are safety questions that come up. All of us, my husband and I are licensed boat drivers. I wouldn't go on the water without being that, but there are things that always come up when we're out there, like, whoa, hey. So, to have a place where you can identify if you saw them go by, resource to say, hey, what about this? I think would be a good idea. But tell us about some of the crazy things you've seen. Like, what do people need to be heads up and know?
It's and that's one of the reasons for this push for education and awareness. Over the years, I think it boils down to two things: a lack of situational awareness and a lack of flotation. If you put those or even one together, you have a far better chance of getting back to the dock. And everything that I've seen for the most part has been preventable, and it's just it's tragic, and it's tough.
Yeah.
Just seeing it play through over and over and over again. And it's time to do something about it. That you can only watch it so long before.
Sounds like that might have been the impetus for coming up with the boat sale can and the Murray Center. Absolutely. Because when you see things that could be prevented or avoided without having the right resource or education, I applaud you for doing that, because everybody goes out on the lake to have fun, but they're not ever planning on a tragedy or something to happen.
And it takes the community to step up too with us.
Does. Absolutely.
And, kudos to Dennis for seeing that and seeing the value in what we're doing.
Good job,
and,
Dennis.
Dennis is a community leader. He's smart. He's organized. He pushes the out of us, and it's all about good people doing good things for a good reason.
That's right.
I've been known to yell at my kids about safety, so it was natural fit for me to go yell at the community about safety.
Absolutely, and they should, because there's a bunch of
you
knuckleheads
saw
out there.
a hole, and you filled the need.
Yeah, you got to fill the need.
Because as we keep doubling our boaters every year, we've got to train them.
You asked about what we see out there. So last Saturday, Saturday, a group was coming in. They were in the main channel, making the fatal funnel into Ramsey Creek, at the bend there. And a girl needed to get out and use the bathroom. Jumped off. Luckily, had a life jacket. It's the only reason why she's still with us. Jumped off the bow of the boat. The operator was inexperienced, didn't really know the boat, thought it was in neutral, but it was still clutched forward, and the pontoon rode over top of her.
Oh my gosh!
It was bad. Like prop strikes are just a gruesome thing, just by the very nature. But got her back, transported, and underwent quite a few different surgeries. So
for the numerous times I'm sure you've seen something like that or been a part of, I could see in your face your reaction to just telling that story about how compassionate and how much you care and how important this is to you. And the preventable things is what we're talking about: the education, the resource, the ability to say, hey, we all want to have fun, but let's be safe. Right?
That's right.
So what are some of the big arrestable things that you see, right? Like, are there more drinking and driving? Are there more, not having safety equipment on board your boat? Like, what are those kind of things?
All these things are contributing circumstances that fall into the awareness, the lack of awareness category. And then, a life jacket is far more. It works better. It has better results on the water than a seatbelt does on the car.
Okay.
We often refer to the life jacket as the seatbelt of the water.
Yeah.
But it's you can get knocked out, you're still floating, and there's still a chance to be brought back into the boat and taken.
Right.
So and I've seen it. People jump into the water. It's just as simple as jumping into the water without flotation, never to be seen again.
Yeah.
And if you had a life jacket on, it changes everything. It's
Right.
like a night and day difference.
But what do you think happens? They get disorientated because the water's murky, or I mean, I've heard of so many stories of people doing that.
You know, my girls are both competitive swimmers,
Mhm.
and I mean, one's likely going to swim after high school, and I still make them wear life jackets when they're on a boat
That's right.
in a lake.
I think
And,
it should be a law.
well, yeah, and if you're under the age of 13, I think that
Yeah.
that's the threshold that the
That is
state
the
looks
threshold,
at.
yeah.
But you can't influence the circumstances that you might not be aware of.
Right.
A rogue wave, that's enough to hit you in the face and you're done.
Right.
It's completely different swimming in an open water than at a pool that's protected by 4 lifeguards.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a different ball game.
Yeah.
People need to know that.
That's right.
Absolutely. That's like safety number one, right? Like to know that, and to making sure that you have enough life jackets on board for all of your guests on the boat. I know that sometimes people are like, yeah, we got a life jacket. No, you need to have one per guest of your boat for sure. So
And I'm not trying to paint this doom and gloom picture by any means, but you can beat the system. You can beat the statistics, the cycle that we've seen over and over again. Just wear a life jacket.
Yeah.
Learn how to be a good boater. Be reasonable about,
That's right.
bringing your family out. Like, towing your child in the middle of the main channel. I mean, it's like, would you ride a bike down I-77 in rush hour traffic? No. Never let my...
I don't even want to drive.
No, I truly believe there's a lot more responsible boaters and swimmers than there's not, right? And those that are responsible need to be part of our community to hold others
That's right.
responsible
That's
and
right.
accountable, and to help them be aware and to educate, right?
you're a glass half full kind of guy.
That's right.
That's awesome, Zetis.
That's
Good
right.
for you. What can we do to help to bring more awareness to Boats LKN? What do you need? I know you said you've just come out of some planning meetings and some organization stuff. What can we do as community members, as citizens, to help promote it, to educate people, to bring people to help you?
No, it's an excellent question, Debbie. There was 3 things that we walked out of our meeting today with. One was the ambassador program. We're definitely looking for volunteers, and we're, like I said, we're in the midst of creating our orientation. And if all goes well, we would like to be up and running by the July 4th weekend.
Okay.
Where we have our ambassadors stationed starting at the Joshua Murray Center to do what we have thought about doing. So that's number one. So again, I would say helping us maybe find some ambassadors and spreading the word is important, which leads me to number 2. Number 2 is Boats LKN is a, we'll call it again, a group of people trying to promote, the key word, promote awareness and safety on Lake Norman.
Connecting the dots.
And we talked about connecting the
Bringing-
dots, or
There's so much.
connecting all 4 corners of the lake. And there's a lot of different activities that do promote, again, safety or a good thing. So we're looking for that word to get out, who we are, so we can help encompass that. We're building a new website. We'll have on that website a calendar where you can hopefully put your events in.
Hold that thought. When we come back from break, we're going to talk about number 3.
All right.
Hang on.
Thank you.
Spotlight and kindness, one story at a time. It's community centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle. Presented by the Macintosh Law Firm on WSIC.
Well, maybe a little bit delayed, yes, but summertime is back once again. Plenty of sunshine, although a little bit of haze in the sky today, too. Temperatures well into the mid-80s for the afternoon. With that low humidity, it's chilly quick, especially after sunset. We'll go back into the low to mid-60s overnight. Back up in the mid-80s for our Wednesday. Low chance of a shower on Thursday. We'll reintroduce isolated storm chances again by the weekend. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. The 500 Club in Statesville presents their member tournament this Sunday. Visit the 500 Club online for more information. Golfing, food, beverages, and fun are all at the 500 Club this weekend. The Dock and Rock Music Festival returns this Saturday at Waterside Bar and Grill in Catawba. The music begins at 4 p.m. with performances by Ryan Joyce, Chasing Phoenix, the Presley Layton Band, and Danny Carr and the Skeleton Crew. Tickets are only $10 in advance and still a bargain at $20 at the door. Search Dock and Rock at ticketleap.events. Dock and Rock is hosted by Ryan Joyce, Waterside Bar and Grill, and is powered by Waves Entertainment. We will see you on Saturday at Waterside Bar and Grill in Catawba for the Dock and Rock Music Festival. The Cookout Summer Shootout Series is back at Charlotte Motor Speedway for race number 1 on Monday, June 9th, and race number 2 on Tuesday, June 10th. Watch racing's future stars battle in Legends cars and bandoleros on the front stretch quarter mile. Click on charlottemotorspeedway.com for ticket information or head to Gate 4 at the Speedway for their weekly promotion. It's time to celebrate you on the Home Ad Show. Call in and tell us your birthday or anniversary, and we'll add your name to the daily prize wheel. Each day, someone wins a fun prize, but on Fridays, one lucky winner will be drawn for a very special prize: 4 tickets to the legendary Peebo Bryson concert. He is bringing his Golden Touch Tour to Mooresville on Saturday, June 14th. Doors open at 5 p.m. Show starts at 6 p.m. at 161 South Magnolia Street. Call in and get your name on the wheel. This incredible night of soulful music was brought to you by the town of Mooresville. Don't miss your chance to see Peebo Bryson. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Real people making a real impact. The McIntosh Law Firm brings you community-centered, right here on WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back. So we are going to let Dennis finish his comment that
Quickly.
he was saying right before break. No, not quickly. Take your time.
Enjoyed that commercial. So yeah, we were talking about kind of what are our next steps, and certainly the ambassador program is numero uno. We'd like to be up and running by the 4th of July, and we have a lot of work to do to make that happen. With that, the main ingredient is volunteers. So again, if someone is out there listening and is interested, they can reach me at denniskaz@gmail.com. Second is promotion of Boats LKN. So again, boaters and organizations aligned together for safety. Well, there's certainly a lot of things going around the lake today. There's the 4 corners of the lake, and with people like George who are very networked, very connected, we believe that we can get the word out and be in an encompass entity, if you will, where they can come to us, share what their events are, put it on our calendar on our new website that is soon to be launched. And again, we want to be that organization, that help across the lake. And then number 3 is presence. We want to be present at some of these events. And George was just telling me about a new event that came on his radar for the 28th. So I'll let you talk about that.
Yeah, just partnering with the state and Operation Dry Water, and being a resource, bringing volunteers to help with whatever, and that's there's just a need for it.
Absolutely.
So
we're busy. We're first responders. We don't have time to get in there and do it. I mean, it's just so much of it, and
So that's why we try to help them.
yeah,
That's awesome. Are you taking donations?
Yes, we take donations. Again, on our new website, we will have the ability to do that. But
did you give a recap of how successful the Rock the Boat at Boatyard was?
Yeah. So we do have some money to work with right now.
Good.
On April 6th, George and I and my buddies that are in a band, we actually had a fundraiser at the Boatyard.
Cool.
And
Good for you.
It was the first Sunday in April. It was the first Sunday event of the year at the Boatyard, and it was great. We had Mayor Woody come out, talk about the JMC and what he envisions it being. We had Joshua Murray's father and mother get on the stage and talk about, again, Joshua and you know, he was a visionary. He was really why we're all here talking about this. And of course, we ended our day with George on the stage talking again about the vision of Boats LKN and what we're going to do with the Joshua Murray Center. So
you didn't tell him the cowbell story.
I was just going to say, when you said we ended the day, I thought you were going to say with his performance of.
I played the cowbell with
Did
the band.
you?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And to be fair, the boys in the band was the Lake Norman Experience. So the Storm and Norman Experience. Sorry, I want to make sure that I put a plug in for those guys because they did a great job.
Yeah.
They started the day with one of them playing the national anthem on his guitar. So it was really cool. We had T-shirts that we gave out to everybody. We had some great sponsors helping us there.
And a big raffle.
And a big raffle. We had someone actually purchase a boat ride with George on the police boat.
Oh, what fun.
So it was a really good day.
Very
And we
cool.
raised about $10,000.
Yay.
That we now have in our non-for-profit checking account, ready to
deploy into the community.
Awesome. So very excited about it, and that's exactly why we had this planning meeting and things like that, where we're kicking all those different things off. Since then, we've had Safety Week, and some of those monies have gone to some of those things as well.
Okay, so I can see 2 QR codes in your future at the Joshua Murray Center. 1 on how to volunteer,
Yep.
and 2 how to donate.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Fast and easy. This is a fast and easy thing to do.
I need pros like you, Debbie.
Gotcha.
to help
I
me.
got your back.
All right.
That's what community centered is all about. Margie and I bringing our sage wisdom here. We're good for something, aren't we, Margie?
Oh, we are.
I love it.
You all are awesome.
You are.
Thank you for having us.
No,
Well, you know,
this was great timing, too.
Yes, it was perfect that you just came from your planning meeting and walked right into this show. What else you got for him, Margie? Got any questions?
I just am so proud of you both.
Yeah.
For taking your passion and keeping us all safe, or trying to.
Yes. I think
Because,
that's
you know,
incredible.
There's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I've been a boater since I was 5 years old, and I have loved it. Mind you, I had a rowboat in the beginning, but as the I won't go there. But
Wind is not your friend.
We look forward to
it
your
wasn't.
stories, Margie.
But I'm just, as we're growing, there's such a need for what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so pleased that you
Thank you.
took the action to make it happen, because a lot of us sit there and complain and don't do anything.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a story behind everybody when they do a nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
There's a reason and the passion.
that's right.
That's
I mean,
right.
I was a sick child in the hospital for a year. My son was a sick child, and I was the mom. So when I came to Little Smiles, boy, it just filled that.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've seen the lake enough. You've probably seen, that accident last week.
Absolutely. I grew up on the lake, so you know, I've seen it through all 43 years of my life. So
Well, I'm just so proud of what you're doing. And you are making a difference in a very good community.
Everybody has a why, right? Why they serve, why they volunteer, why they do this, why they build non-for-profits. And I think overarching for you is if you could just save one or prevent
That's right.
one accident, tragedy from happening, then you will have done your job. Ultimately, we want to prevent all of them, right? But just going after the one that's going to say, look, this could have had a much different outcome.
That's right.
I think is so important. And we want to do whatever we can, Margie and I, to help promote and get you guys off, because we've been there. We've been there as the new non-for-profit, the new guy out there, and we know what it's like. So just planting seeds right now and getting yourself connected to
Well, I'm just
networks.
thinking about Lee in Lake Ontario when his boat, our boat burned down, and he was sitting in the rowboat waiting for help. I
Amazing.
mean, what a scary situation.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
It truly is. And I mean, we ultimately the goal is fun, right? We want to have fun. But we also want to
Absolutely.
educate.
But you
And
don't have fun if you're in a crisis.
Well,
and there's just so many good people around this
That's
lake
right.
that want to help, and there's just not been an outlet available to complain about
That's right.
something and then have an outlet to help
To
be
do
a,
something about it.
be a part of the solution. So that's what I'm hopeful for, that people will understand that, you know what, there is a way that I can contribute, and it's one person at a time. So.
You know what? You need to get some literature over to a lot of these places that do the lake rentals.
Yeah.
So for those folks that are coming in from out of town and
Sure.
might not be familiar with our lake and might not know the rules and the safety, just a little handout or something in every one of those rental homes might prevent something as well.
That's a great idea.
I think that I'm full of them.
Yeah.
I'm full of them.
You're full of good
Dennis.
ideas.
Just keep it coming.
Yeah,
But I mean, I think that would really be helpful to have that knowledge. Knowledge is power.
Absolutely.
Right? It can be powerful what we can do. And you tell one person and you tell one person, and we build momentum. Like we always talk about, Margie, that pebble we throw out on the lake where the ripples just keep going out. This is that pebble that we actually want to turn into a boulder that makes a really big splash and an imprint. So we're going to do what we can to help keep you guys promoted and letting people know.
Oh, really appreciate that. I think we've, the evolution here started again with the Joshua Murray Center. I call it the JMC.
Yeah.
The Joshua Murray Center and what George accomplished last year. I mean, the reason I'm here is because of what George shared with me and how he touched those 400 people last year. So when we talk about things like situational awareness, right?
Got to
and
plug
flotation.
Got to plug Float It Forward too. I mean,
yes,
Elise Redmond,
with
Cade,
Float It Forward.
they were a big part of the Joshua Murray Center and how it
Very
was
fair.
completely funded by the community. It's a true community center.
And she's part of our planning committee as well. And like we said, we got a lot of great ideas and great things that we want to do, and we're crawling.
It's okay.
We're crawling. We're crawling in the right direction, though.
You'll find, I think, in the non-for-profit world, this is a great community.
Oh, it is.
It is so generous. It is so cooperative.
Yeah.
It is so...
Well, I'm sure you felt that at that meeting, the Peninsula Foundation.
That was a great meeting.
It was.
I
just
was
people
amazed
helping
by
people.
how many volunteer organizations we have.
Yes.
That's right.
Right here.
That's right.
Like right here. They're very local, very good.
And I think you need to come and speak to Rotary too.
And during that day, we spoke to so many people. It was fantastic. So a lot of it's just spreading the word, like you said.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Throw the
absolutely.
pebble.
That's right. Go
Throw
ahead.
the pebble.
Throw the pebble out there and see where it lands for sure. But Margie, that's a great idea, being a guest at Rotary.
Yeah.
You never know who's in your audience, right? When you start to put that out there and letting somebody hear the story.
Oh, they just will love it.
Could really connect the dots for a lot of different things too. So what do you want to end with?
We're going to have a safe summer.
Yes.
We are.
Yes,
Thanks
we
to
are.
you.
See?
We are having
Thanks
a
to
safe.
both
We
of
are.
you.
We say where there are two or more gathered, and you touch and receive. Then you know what? There's 4 of
100%.
us here. So
All
we
in
are going to
agreeance.
have a safe summer for sure out here on Lake Norman. Think it's going to be a hot summer?
I don't know. It's been the season's been very mild thus far, and I think this coming weekend
It's coming.
is going to be the opening day.
The water's high too, isn't it?
It is.
It's really high, but it's safe, right? Everything from the hurricane. We're good to go. Get out there and enjoy yourself. Safety first.
And the Cornelius
That's right.
Police is always out here. I mean, 24/7. You call us, we're going to be there.
That's awesome. Well, you
All
guys,
the agencies out here are awesome. So
that's awesome to know.
Lake Norman is well protected.
You have been great guests. We wish you a lot of luck and Godspeed with your new mission here, and we'll do what we can. Right, Margie?
Absolutely.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Tell
today.
Margie, tell Deb, telegraph, right? We're going to get it out there as much as we can. Thank you so
love it.
much for being a part of us. And again, listeners, if you still have a question, you can always call in later. We'll get the question back to you guys, and we'll get
Appreciate
back out here on the 844 Studio 4. Have a great day.
Serving you better than ever before. WSIC, Statesville, W290DK Mooresville, W260